Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us at the Wildings Landing. If it's your first time joining us, hit that subscribe button. If you've been around a while, or even if it is your first time, hit that like button too. I feel weird telling people that in the beginning of the video because how do you gonna know if you like it or not? But if you do, don't forget to hit the button. Alright, we're out at the surprise garden this afternoon. Actually, you're gonna get to see a little bit of everything. But right now, we're out at the surprise garden. This is that Haas Tools Avalon sweet corn. I think it's grown pretty much a foot since Wednesday. I fertilized again. Corn's a heavy feeder. So I fertilized again. Watered it real well. We've got some mulch down in here. We've got some more sprouts coming. Got a lot of things sprouted. Things in here are looking pretty good. A little bit of powdery mildew starting. We'll walk around, but a little bit of powdery mildew starting over there. So I treated that this morning with some hydrogen peroxide. I'm trying to watch my steps so I don't step on my baby sunflowers. And again, if you're not familiar with this garden, we call this one the surprise garden. And it's the surprise garden because it'll be a surprise to see what in the hell I planted and where. If you're laughing, I hope you are. I didn't label any of the rows. I know that there's obviously corn. I know that there were watermelons, cantaloupe, mixed gourds, pumpkins, birdhouse gourds, and banana melons. And Cherokee tan pumpkins planted. But I don't know what's growing where. So it'll be kind of interesting to see when it's all coming and going. Oh, sorry, you guys weren't getting anything. See when it's all coming, what it actually is. I'm going to mulch around the corn too, but I'm going to hill it one more time before I mulch around it. I'm not so naive to believe that all these vining plants are going to stay just where I've mulched. I know better. They're going to be everywhere. And you can kind of see down here where we've got sunflowers popping up all in a row. I've got some zinnias planted out here too. If you're watching this and you're from one of the Amazon groups, thank you. I'm a member of some Amazon gifting groups on Facebook where we just randomly gift each other. Bless each other, should I say. It's not really all about the gifts. It's really just about being a friend to people who need a friend and reaching out and connection. But through that, we do share our Amazon wish lists and purchase things for each other, usually very low dollar items. Seeds, of course, being one of those things that I have a lot of on mine, of course. All right, well, I cut back some palms today, made a big mess, had to clean up the mess. Our morning started with, I came back from walking the dogs at sunrise. I started the coffee and stuff before I walked out, with the dogs. I came back and the first words out of my husband's mouth were, "How did you miss that bobcat?" Huh? What? Yeah, he came out of the tent. He was right there. He came out right behind you. Oh, he was about 20-25 feet from our tent. And we have suspected for some time that we've had the presence of a big kitty. Well, he's actually not a very big kitty. He's about 30-45 pounds. But, that we've had a kitty. And then David was out taking a look at the solar panels and some other stuff. And he said, "You got a minute?" I said, "Yeah, I was doing dishes." I said, "Yeah, I got a minute. Hold on." I go out and there are two very distinct cat prints right on the solar panel. So, obviously, the curiosity that kills the cat doesn't stop with just your little domestic kitties. Obviously, they're all curious. David said he looked right at him this morning like, "Yo, what are you doing here?" They just kind of looked at each other for a minute. David took a couple of steps toward him, and he went running off in that direction. As a matter of fact, he was about right here. He went running off past my garden and behind the garden into the hammock next door. So that's kind of cool. You guys have seen the aviary, but it has a done stamp pretty much. I know I always say that, but we're going to work on a predator proofing. It's ready for furs and feathers, let's put it that way. We're going to put this bar up along the gutter so that I have a place to hang some hanging plants, wind chimes, things like that. We can take a look around. I think you guys have all seen this before, but in case you're new, or in case you haven't, well, take a look around. We have watering dishes on that side, feed dishes over here. We have a little table because our Kaik is not going to be able to be free. His aggression is more than I feel comfortable being open with. So, unfortunately, it breaks my heart. I really didn't want that to happen. But he's going to continue to be in a cage. Right there. Right there. And we're going to put something on top of his cage to keep everybody from messing with him. Or him messing with everybody. This is my workroom. Shelf up here. We removed the boards back there and replaced it with an old basketball goal that we had. The Keats were going to be in my parakeets. I say Keats, but my parakeets. We're going to be in a very dark space with that down, with wood there. So after we kind of looked at it, we changed that. This will be my work table. My canary will be in here with me. And down here, as we've said before, where I'll keep all the feed and stuff like that. Should have plenty of room to work there. And this is what we affectionately call Chronic's Corner. Again, if you're part of my Amazon groups and you sent me goodies for the kitty, they're all in here. I've got them hanging there. He's got all kinds of toys in here. Everything but the water dish. The water dish is at the house. If you sent me the water dish and you're like, wait a minute, I don't see what I sent. I kept the water dish at the house. But the food dish is already here. His steps, his toys. He's got all kinds of toys. As a matter of fact, I think I'm stepping on one as I walk out. I am. Little orange ball. So, the aviary has a done stamp. It's ready for feather and fur. Which I think I've talked before about a friend of mine, Liliana, that makes signs. I might get a sign for the front door that says feather and fur. I think that'd be kind of cool. Alright. What else? What else did we do today? Up here. And you really can't tell. You can't. Unless you saw how much was up there. I tried to get on the extension ladder. That did not happen. So as far as I could get on the 8-foot A-frame, I trimmed up a bunch of this. I don't know. Like I said, it's really hard to tell because there's a lot of dead left up there. But I did. Got a lot of that trimmed up. And when it came down, we have a nice pile of what are those called? Boots. Totally lost my thinking for a minute. Have a pile of pom fronds on the other side of these palms. I kind of redid the fire pit a little bit. I added some pavers. I raked all of this. I've done a lot today. I found something that I'm going to share with you. This was super cool. We know that this area right here was the home to a very, very, very large yellow rat snake. We've seen her a couple of times. She's very, very, very docile. Like, she'd damn near come up to you. She's very curious. We have found 2 clutches of eggs. Well, now I guess we can say 3. But we found 2 clutches of eggs when we were first clearing back here and working back here. And we have found several of our sheds right in this area. One of the clutches that we found was really old. Really old. The eggs, the shells were really old. The other one was fairly freshly hatched. Well, we've been in this area a lot. This is where we always are. So I really thought she would have, kind of moved on or found somewhere else out in the hammock. So I was vigorously cleaning up in here today. And I think they're right here. Yeah, they're down here. I covered them all back up. But she has another clutch of eggs. Here, and they go back a little bit, but I don't want my hands to touch them. They go back this way some, but like I said, I don't want my hands to touch them too much. Not that it matters, she's not going to come back. They don't tend to the nest or, do anything with their young. Once they're born, they're on their own. But I am going to keep this area protected and let them hatch out, let them stay incubated. Just as she had planned. But I thought that was really cool to run across today. Kind of warmed my heart that she wasn't ran off. Excuse me. Dry throat. No, I don't have the corona. Here's that pile of palm fronds that I have to deal with another day. Took several loads of compost up front today. Composted around all of our fruit trees. Then David and I watered up there. We're asking for continued prayers for him. He's still really battling this thing with his back. He's starting to have numbness in his legs, and yeah, we're really battling it. He's going to miss work tomorrow because he's making a doctor's appointment first thing in the morning. This is the raised bed that he recently made me, and using the hugelkultur design, which all of my pots are, whether it's a 5-gallon pot, whether it's a 3-gallon pot, there is something in the bottom of it that is not dirt. It's usually oak leaves. This has palm fronds and oak and some pine, I think. I was up front getting pine today for the surprise garden. I think I brought some over here. I'll get in and do the stomp and dance on it. I have another load right there to unload, but not today. Not today. I don't really know what to show you in the garden. Everything's pretty much the same. Doesn't look bad. Well, for the most part, it doesn't look bad. I'm losing cucumbers and zucchini, but yeah, it's okay. Harvested a bunch of okra. We'll just kind of walk around. Eggplant is starting here. Harvested some basil to take home to the lizards and the birds. We've got some okra coming. Melissa Tapper, if you want to come over here and get this stuff in a day or two, please help yourself. Looks like I'll have a few ears ready, or a few pieces of okra there ready for you. You want them? Come get them. I don't mind. The shampoo ginger, it is growing so fast. It is growing so fast. I'm so excited. You don't understand. Like, when it was warm, when it was cool, I was getting so depressed. I thought I had done something wrong. I didn't think it was going to sprout. I didn't know what I would tell my dear friend that gave it to me. Oh my gosh, the stress. So, I really want it. And I'm really glad that it's happening. Getting a few blooms on our tomatoes, like I said. I'm going to try to keep them alive during the summer and see what we get in the fall. I just, I know that tomatoes don't do this much heat. So, I'm thankful that they look as healthy as they do. I have no complaints at all. At all. Monster Mater over here behind me. This is 3rd generation Monster Mater. They're giving me summer tomatoes here and there. That's enough. We'll see what the fall brings. We'll see what the fall brings. Some of our potatoes are starting to die back. probably work on harvesting those before too long. I harvested one loofah today. We've got 2 there, a big one and a tiny one there, 2 little ones there, 1 there, 1 there, and these are just the ones that are really obvious. There's one right down there. As far as ones that are up under the leaves or hiding, I don't know. They do that. There's some growing on the outside, I know. So, yeah, we're doing good with the loofahs. Plants don't look too healthy, but they didn't look too healthy last year, and they gave me plenty. So I'm not worried about what the plant looks like, really. Sunflowers down there are starting to pop. Lettuce is there. It's growing. Can't believe I got lettuce growing in Florida in the middle of the summer. We have another little cucumber coming right there. Harvested 3. Yeah, 3 this weekend. This is the other side of the monster mater where all my maters actually are. The spaghetti squash up there is putting off male flowers. I haven't seen any females yet, but that's perfectly normal. Have some more lettuce growing right there. And this little cucumber, as sad as the plant looks, it's giving me fruit. Oh, hello there, Mr. Green and all. It's the one I've harvested 2 or 3 off of. I know for some of you think 2 or 3 cucumbers, really? Hey, I am like 400% better than I was last year. Okay? Last year I never got a fruit because they just went to crap too quick. So, every year's an improvement. San Marzanos, taking a few of these home today. I did not harvest the garlic yet. I don't think it's going to make any difference whether I harvest it this week, next week, or in 3 weeks. I really don't. I don't think my results are going to change. I did test pull 2, and there was nothing but roots. So I'm not in any hurry to pull the rest of it. Got a few zucchini that are still hanging around. We'll see how they do. My best ones are actually over here. Sprayed them today with hydrogen peroxide for this powdery mildew. I hope it doesn't overtake them, but we'll see. Looks like I got squash vine borers in this one too. Grrr! Our little house tool peppers are coming up really well. A variety of the Merlot, the red, and I don't know. There were 3, and they were 3 different colors. So, and then we took the hostile seeds and also planted them over here because I got 0 germination with the other pepper seeds that I planted. So, I'm sure that when conditions get a little damper, those will germinate for me just fine. Peppers over here got harvested today, but we've got tons more coming. Tons more coming. And that one pretty. You see that? Little pepper starting right there. But they're full of blooms. They're full of buds. We'll have plenty more. Little one right there. This is the Carnival blend. And if you're familiar with it, it gives you all kinds of colors, all kinds of shapes. I love it for that reason. And these little ones turn almost black purple, and they are so good. They are so good. Love them with eggs. Is that weird? I love them with an omelet. A couple of more loofahs right there. Playground in the background. One of our seating areas. Lemongrass. Spinaches. Mint. Sage, rosemary. More basil. That basil, I don't use that basil. That basil's just for its blooms. And I have other ones that I do the same thing with. But that's about it there. I think that's about it. Oh, no. We do have one more. Really cool. Our shower got a makeover. Now we're not quite done. But instead of the curtain that you've probably seen in other videos and picture or two, put up walls. Like wind resistant walls. I've got to get them cleaned up. Let's see, just scrub them a little bit and they'll come clean. I got to get them cleaned up, and I've got to take the curtain that I was using down. That's not necessary anymore. But yeah, the shower got a makeover, which is awesomeness. Because, of course, it's going to be used at least once a day. Like, maybe twice. I used it today. I don't feel like I did, but I did. Alright, folks, I think we're going to kind of end it here. You guys have a great day. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate each and every one of you. And I hope you know that I sincerely mean that from the bottom of my heart. I really, really do. I appreciate every view. I appreciate every like. I appreciate every comment. Oh, speaking of the comments. Nope, we're not going to end that yet. It was brought to my attention that some of my viewers, I'm starting to do a Facebook Live once in a while, and that I should do a Q&A. I'm not against doing that, so I'm going to gather questions for a month. I will do it once a month, maybe on a Sunday, I don't know. We'll pick a day. But I'm going to do Q&As, and I will do them, like I said, once a month. You can leave questions under the videos. You can leave questions on our Facebook Live if you follow our Facebook page by the same name, The Wildings Landing. You can message me questions. You can email me questions. However you want to do it. But they're just kind of wandering while I talk. But I'm totally good with doing that. I didn't really think about it. I don't get a lot of questions, so I didn't think about, like, initiating a Q&A. But please, if you have any questions, we'll sit and we'll talk once a month about whatever your questions were. We're almost up front. You can see how much compost I put on stuff. These bananas are just mad doing good. I mean, mad doing good. They are so happy. Really, everything up here is. The other bananas, I think, are getting too much sun. But these look 10 times healthier than the ones out there. The ones out there don't look so good. They never have, but they're constantly putting off new growth. They're putting off babies. They're doing what they're supposed to. Right there. Those. Yep. Alright, guys, I know for me this has been a very long video, but if you have any questions, go ahead and leave them. I try to answer kind of as you ask. If you don't get an answer right away, know that your question might have been selected for a Q&A. One of my funny signs. I'm collecting signs. I have another one up here. I was advised not to read it out loud, so you're just going to have to check it out. Okay. Alright, folks. Now I'll tell you goodbye. Hope you have a great day. Hope you have a great week. Check in with you maybe through the week if I come out and do anything too exciting. I think I'm just moving brush piles, but we'll see. Okay, folks. Love you. Thank you. Have a very, 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 very blessed week.